51. Not as cool as 50, I guess, but we're still trucking. As far as stuff going on this week, I know we finished. Scribes Guild finished with the codex entries for members. Our goal, one of our preliminary goals was let's have an entry for everyone, Raider and above. So we got that done, which is cool. They should all be updated or really close to it. I think we tried with any like big promotions to like go back and update those again too. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And in doing that, we got the Codex of the Icer to above 500 entries now, which I think it's got 140 or 150 member entries. So I'd like to get more member entries too, but I think it's a good place to start. It's got a lot of various significant WA members already in there, so that's cool. So got that done. I also added a lot of coat of arms entries too, just stuff I found on my computer mostly. Old coat of arms for all the various houses and families, so those are all on there. Um, so I know there is that thread on the forums of old coats of arms, which is something that is still there, but almost all of those are now on the Codex too individually. And then I just finished the Origin of the Manilings last night, posted part 4. It's the final part. It is sort of a double part because it's about the length of like part 2 and part 3 put together. But yeah, so that's all concluded. Some more new Edda stuff. And then probably the biggest thing that happened this week is we have a new Jarl, Kusiag. Congrats again, of course. Kusiag's now Jarl of the Guardians of Rand. We weren't really expecting it, but I'm really glad he could just jump in. So yeah,
Thanks.
um, that is about all I've got written down for this week. I know we're still planning on doing a warband competition, a Yarnrith, soon. I think the initial date set for that was March 15th. I'm not sure if that's still the day that we're gonna roll with. A Manny encounter kind of
Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
doing that one. Still planning on March 15th?
Yeah, bud.
Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, that'll be fun, and I'll probably make marks again for that, same way we had marks for the first Yarnrith. And yeah, a ways off, but 18-year anniversary, June 1st. We're playing on a Hjor thing, a house competition too. So yeah, I got some stuff coming up, and I know Pato had brought up the first Viking Age anniversary, which is coming up in just about a week here, I think. And as far as stuff for that, honestly, still not entirely sure what all we could do, but maybe we can come up with something.
I think Solite had an idea.
Yeah, I believe Solite has something in the works.
Okay, cool. I can't remember if that was something he told me or not. Maybe, and I forgot, but at least I'm glad we'll have something. So, yeah. That's pretty much the summary of the week. So let's just throw it out to if anybody has any questions or ideas or anything they want to bring up.
I guess I would just like to plug once again our Elder Scrolls Online Guild. We're actually having, right now, we're having a great time building up our guild house. We pretty much bought the most kick-ass property that you can get in Elder Scrolls, and we've been spending the evening decorating it so that anybody who joins, if they choose to play, they have a place to go and can always, build their stuff. We'll have crafting stations, etc. Really nice little headquarters. So if anybody's looking for a new MMO or any game like that to play, as always, we play about every day. So and we are really growing in numbers with our Elder Scrolls Online people. So I suggest you reach out to us or stick around and hang out with us, see if you'd be interested in playing. And yeah.
We currently have every crafting station besides the transmute station because That's almost 1,000,000 gold, and I just haven't decided it was worth buying at the moment because nobody transmutes. But we look forward to getting that very soon.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, anybody have anything else then? Maybe not. Shortest fireside ever. It's quite possible.
Wow.
I'm new. I just wanted to say hi. I'm just here to listen. So anyway, hi.
Hey,
Sweet.
Sorbjorn.
Glad to have you here.
Actually, Sorbjorn, he just recruited his son, I do believe, today. So he just got a new recruit, furthering the Lightlings.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, Ricky became a great great granddaddy.
Wow.
Very cool.
Them darn deputies.
Yo, Pedro, you gotta recruit more. I command it.
He's the commander of commander.
Yikes! It's all on me.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the Lord of Commander be recruiting?
No, I'm here to tell you to do it.
Oof.
Well, it has been cool to see how many recruits we've gotten. I think it's mostly just the last month or so. We've had like a few different like families just kind of exploding pretty much. It's super cool. Kind of came out of nowhere, but it's awesome. Well, as far as what I've got planned, I can just give a update for the Scribes Guild. We're still probably working on codex entries. So if anybody wants to write one or like write their own or even write some for other people, or Scribes Guild is still accepting new members if you're interested, we can definitely look at that. And I'll probably work in some more treatises for some other topics, not sure quite yet. I do want to write some for House Thief and House Blitzkrieg. That could be next up. I know Pato gave that talk on House Blitzkrieg, and one of my thoughts was that we should have a treatise, like a long form kind of, document, essay, historical text for every single talk that was given at the previous firesides. So.
Just to mention about the Scribes Guild, it's not only, like um, nonfiction work, I guess you could say. Um, you can also write creatively, and contribute to our ETA. Writing basically like taking with the things you do in video games or even
Fanfiction?
role playing and yeah, basically making fan fiction for WA and making it into a creative story so that it kind of helps us create this world that we like to be a part of.
WA lore is fan fiction.
The hell is that?
My mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's my entry on my well-oiled abs then?
that could be in your character description.
Con,
Oh hell yeah!
Con, get in touch with me. We're gonna write one heck of a character description.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least we in the Scribes Group have been doing a lot of stuff like codex entries that are probably kind of monotonous, but for sure that's something that we do is writing stories or songs or poems or anything really related to WA lore. And I still, I mean, the new edits, we're getting more and more stuff, but I still want to add more to it. There's some other stories that have already been written by a few, like, Pato's written some, Soloit's written some that I want to just, like, copy into the new edit. That's something on my to-do list, too.
I do plan on finishing mine eventually. I have had zero time to write, and like I haven't felt like it, even though I'm bursting with ideas. I just don't have that time to sit down and write, you know?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I know for me it's kind of random, when I have like the inspiration and whatnot to do it. Like obviously Origin of the Mailings, I just kind of randomly wrote it like really late last night.
Yeah, like creating at least 20 codex entries while playing D&D.
Yep. But I think I only made like 3 of those while during D&D, honestly. But I'm not sure. I would have to double check. But I was definitely going for the home stretch, finishing off the last Raiders and Berserkers. So I'm glad we got that done.
My entry's out of date now.
What's that date on it?
Ranking games and stuff. Nothing serious. I was just poking fun.
Oh,
I thought you wanted a description of your your sexy physique. in
I want
your
that.
codex.
I want that in there too.
Let's try to keep the description and the codex entry separate. 'Cause-
yeah.
Yikes.
I just want the description.
Conan Grimir, Lord of House Commander, has a sexy bod.
That's just it. That's my entry on the
That's
codex.
the entry.
All right. Well,
What happened, man?
holy cow, getting a good showing today. Well, anybody have anything else they want to bring up? Maybe anything that sprang to mind last few minutes?
We were talking about lore. I rediscovered the forum post. It's called "The High King's Call to Arms." It's sort of like a campaign to defeat various demons around the land, and I think it's going pretty well. Some well-written pieces in there if you're looking to get more into the lore and really kind of personalize the different members and the goings on, and as well as just RP it basically. Highly suggest that. I know and Aaron just posted stuff. I just posted stuff. I can link that in Mead Hall for folks.
For any members that may not be aware, we do have some decently active forums with a lot of our lore and history. So newer members, it's always appreciated if you sign up. It is a requirement to become a warrior, but we do have cool things appearing in there all the time. A little shout out for that.
Yeah, I know. I try to check them often. I try to post quite a lot. So yeah, when I have topics that spring to mind, I make them. But a lot of that is going to be game specific. So I think one thing that Dane always talked about this years back too is that the forums are a great place for stuff like guides to games or talking about like builds or what have you. So I've tried to post some stuff like that for League of Legends because that's something I kind of know about, but certainly everyone feel free to make use. And if there's a game that you want a subforum for, or if we have an old subforum that I can repurpose and make you moderator of, just let me know. No problem, we can do that. And we can pin stuff, whatnot. But yeah. Alright, well, anybody have anything else?
Someone
Yeah,
please take a screenshot of this. Like, holy jeez.
Done.
Sweet.
What are we taking a screenshot of?
Just the amount of people here. Hold
Maybe.
on. How many do we have?
Some great attendance.
Yeah, I've been taking screenshots as they join.
We got 18. The biggest I've seen, I think, is 21.
21.
anyways,
Pretty
I was gonna mention that like last week was the founding of the Gladiators Guild, so if you're into PvP and organizing events like that, feel free to shoot me or Manny a message on joining.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. That is a good one to bring up. Yeah, that should be added in the handbook now. But yeah, they are also Gladiators Guild is organizing the Yarnhearth, which I really appreciate because it's a load off my shoulders. Don't have to organize it myself anyway. I'm happy to serve as a commentator, arbitrator, or anything like that, but just not having to organize
Caster
it.
streamer, can we have the Vest EO duo?
I think we can have, yes. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm excited for that, and I think the plan was for me to be like a free agent or something, and or if I'll be like commentating a lot, it might be hard to participate in some of them sometimes anyway, but I think that'll be super fun. One thing I do like is your guys' idea to make it kind of great company focused, basically. So like Companions of Aegir versus Guardians of Rand, because one thing I think was a bit of a problem with the Yarnhearth, and I think it should be a little bit better today. I think that the Huskarls today, I think the warbands have a little bit better sense of identity, and maybe it work better with like the Huskarls leading each one. But I really like the idea of like the Jarl leading the charge with their great company and everything like that, and it being sort of just this big battle between two sides. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think that should make it work pretty well.
And actually, if you don't mind, Vest, I'd like to take an opportunity kind of to go over the rules here live with everybody, since we have a moment here in the Fireside chat.
Absolutely, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So for this year's Yarnrith, as Vest had mentioned, we are doing it based off of Great Company, as opposed to just off of warbands. So you should have a lot more members to play around with. It will be starting, I believe, on the 15th. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Con, as I'm driving. I can't look at my phone. I believe it will be starting on the 15th and going to the 24th. This competition will work similarly to how it did last time, with the whole, the whole challenge format and such. For instance, Manny Gothy Mannyling of Kolga's Frostguard challenge Roderland Lightling of Frigg's Fate Weavers to honorable combat or whatever it was, I can't remember. Name a battlefield and choose your forces, right? Or choose a battlefield and name your forces. And then she selects, or then we go ahead and we debate off of battlefields, games that we want to go ahead and duel in. And then if she, for instance, wanted to play perhaps League of Legends, she could name out, 4 other players or 5 other players. And, one of those would be her champion that fights in her stead. The objective of that system is to make it so that everything is a fair battlefield, and both sides, both the attacker, I guess, if you can call them that, and the defender must agree upon the terms before they actually duel. So that, both sides get the opportunity to say, oh, this is fair. Oh, this is unfair, right? At which point, right, everything's all well and good. I do believe we're going to have a Google Doc in the challenges channel for that, where we can post the active challenges and such, so that we don't lose track of that. And then they go ahead, they have their little duel, and then you just simply report on, who won, who participated, the amount of points received, and then it's going to be updated in a little scoreboard, just like it was last year. Along with that, you are able to decline challenges. However, do note that if you decline a challenge, that does come at a 5-point deficit to your great. So you're able to do that. Like, we're not going to stop you from saying no, but there are consequences associated with that. So that's a basic and simple rundown of the rules. We did have things going on last year as simple as, coin flip competitions, rock, paper, scissors, Uno, and then we did have like League 5v5s and stuff, which I had the opportunity to participate in some of those, not in the Yarnrith, but in the Hjor thing. And that was quite the highlight of my experience last year. So I'm hoping that we can have a lot more things like that as well this year, and looking forward to playing with you all.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm super excited for it. I mean, I think it's not a huge secret, but the last Yarnrith didn't go super well. I mean, it went the best, everyone's favored. So I'm sure them and the Guardians of Ran will maybe consider themselves looking to reclaim the crown, but the real participation was pretty low, especially compared to the Your thing, which was like kind of a surprise success. So I think I'm definitely looking forward to a Yarnrith that yeah, hopefully people are more excited about, get some more participation. It should be fun.
In addition, I should probably mention, as far as rewards for the victors, because of course, with any conquest come the spoils, we are looking into possibly doing some marks, things of the like. And then one thing I kind of forgot to mention is we are looking into having perhaps some sort of an MVP warband system, where, because we don't want to take the spotlight away from the warbands themselves, as they are an integral part of the great companies. And we want to make it so that, like, if one warband like hard carries their great company, we don't want that to go unrecognized. So we are looking into having like some form of an MVP warband, perhaps some form of special mark for them or something alike. So
Sounds good. All right. Well, anybody have anything else, or is that all the rules, Manny?
That's all the rules off the top of my head. Con, feel free to interject at any point if I have gotten any of them wrong. You're not going to offend me, though I might shed a few tears.
No,
But
you got
I
him.
believe that's good. Awesome. Sweet.
Sounds good. Well, I'm excited. Anybody have anything else they want to bring up? Glad we got a good 20 minutes out of this fireside. At least there's a moment there about 6-8 minutes in where I was like, oh, this could be it.
Is this where we start the karaoke?
No.
Sounds like a plan to me. Go ahead, let's go ahead and let's re-enable Uko's music bot privileges. Let's get
Go
this in
ahead
here.
and not do that. Oh man, bad memories. Well, all right. I guess we'll look to sign off then. Oh well, Kusi, I was just gonna ask, were you thinking of continuing the Rand's kind of post Fireside presentations at all, or no?
I didn't get that far.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
it.
have.
That wasn't
mean-
a girl thing. That was a me thing.
Oh well. Well then, Rand, do you want to continue?
Damn, all my ideas get thrown away. We'll continue next week.
All right, sounds good. Alrighty, well, yeah, we'll probably look to sign off unless anyone has any final comments, thoughts, questions, or anything like that. All right, well, thanks everyone for showing up. Awesome attendance this time. Great to see you. Thanks anyone watching live or watching the VOD. I will have it up on YouTube as soon as possible, and we'll be back next week at 5 Pacific, so I'll see everybody then.